Well, my story begins with just a normal family, like most stories. I lived with my husband John, and we had two children, Rachel and Matthew, and we lived in a tiny village in the Yorkshire Dales. And John was the Assistant National Park Officer for the Yorkshire Dales. And he was a very fit and healthy person, never had a day off work. And then he suddenly started feeling not very well, and it led to going to the doctors, and then the shock that he had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And we didn't know anything about it, really. We'd never heard of it. And we soon got to know about it because he had an awful operation and was in hospital for 5 months until he died. But we lived in a little village where I went to the WI, and we had a great group of ladies who were friends, and Tricia had this idea ages ago of doing an alternative WI calendar, Pirelli style, but doing the crafts of WI. And we'd laughed and joked about it and thought what month we'd like to be and what craft we'd like to be doing. But of course, we didn't do anything about it. And then when John became ill, the idea of the calendar came back. And the idea was that hopefully John would have been able to come and watch us have our photographs taken. But this wasn't to be, but he did know about the calendar. We told him about what month we were going to, we would be and what craft we'd be doing, and he just laughed. He said, "You'll never do it. You just all talk." But you see, you don't say that, do you, to a group of feisty Yorkshire ladies? And after John died, Trish and Linda and Roz got together and said, "Come on, let's do this calendar, because even if we don't sell any, it would give Angela something to do during the long, weary months in the winter." And that's exactly what we did. We got sponsorship. Terry Logan took beautiful photographs of us, and we launched our calendar in April '99 for the year 2000, hoping that we would sell 3,000. That year, we ended up selling 88,000. And we were raising money, of course, for Leukemia Research Fund, as it was then. It was called that. And then it just went on and on. We were approached about making a film, which we had to really think hard about. But we did, and we got the right people to do it. And of course, we had fantastic actresses, and that was #1 all over the world. And then we had a stage play, which was in the West End for 9 months. And then the Amateur Dramatics did it and raised a lot of money for Bloodwise, which our charity is now called. And of course, coming up very shortly is a musical, which has been in Leeds and in Salford, but now comes to the West End in January, at the end of January. And Gary Barlow and Tim Firth have done that, and it's fantastic. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for it to be a success down here as well. I mean, we had no idea what was going to happen to us. We didn't do it, this calendar, because we thought we were beautiful or we wanted to be famous. We did it because John had died, and we wanted to do it in his memory. And to raise money for lots of other people who get this terrible disease. And that's what we've done. And we will roll with it as long as it goes. One day we know that it has to end. We can't keep having our story done into different things. We've thought about it, as an opera or a ballet, or Christina's always said on ice, but I don't think that will happen. But as long as it keeps going and we can make money, then we will. That's my story.